Whoa! Welcome to the What's Our Verdict podcast, where we fashion ourselves television judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-hosts Mattson Heiner,
Better red than dead,
and Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification, hit all that stuff. We appreciate it. It helps grow the podcast, helps keeps you informed on when to watch our episodes. So we do appreciate it. And we're here to review She-Hulk Season 1, Episode 5.
Incorporated.
I should have called out sick again this week.
Man.
I had such a good thing going last week, JJ.
Dude. So did this show. I'm so salty right now.
JJ, you back? Are you back? You're. I know your hopes are slightly raised, and it seems like they have fallen by the wayside again.
Yeah. There was poo-poo. Like it was boo-boo. Like all of those ooh-ooh words. Like it was
Gucci
terrible.
boo-boo.
Seriously. I was mad. It was stupid. Like, what was the point? We're back to no point in the episode. Like, at least last week, like, there was movement in the story, even though, I mean, the overarching story, there wasn't really. But the only thing that I think is the only thing that I've garnered from this episode is the guy from her date last week, the weird guy that was, like, all into her and called her a specimen. This dude's after her blood. This dude is not a suitor. He's not trying to date her. This guy, I think, is part of whatever group is trying, and he might be the guy that was in charge of Wrecking Crew in episode 2 or 3.
What, the hot-looking guy?
No, the curly-headed weird dude.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's not an A-list actor, but he's an actor that's in TV shows and movies as like a side bit character. Mm-hmm. So he's one that you don't bring in just to have there, especially when you got side characters like Mattson and Wong, and you know what I mean? This guy's here for a purpose, and I think he's going to be part of the main villain group that's trying to get her blood.
Makes sense, because he's apparently got incredible amount of legal problems.
Right. Well, and he just happens to find her on the dating app, and then ends up at her law firm, and then ends up being needed to testify. So yeah, it's just
there's got to be something there, but do we really need all this filler of garbage?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand the point at all.
Well, Titania says she's not done with her, but at the same time, you're like, well,
who cares?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Huge threat. What is she gonna do? Serve her again?
Yeah.
Like court summons.
You bust through a court wall, get your ass beat, and then your next move is to try to take her name, like
trademark her name. And
hey, She-Hulk apparently got some lingerie
makeup
for the get down at some point or something. So like,
well, what cool. It's going to be is from there's part of the preview is like that her kind of suit from the comics, like the spandex purple and white and black suit. That's going to be what that is. But we didn't even get to see the suits. Like you saw them on a rack sliding by, but give me something. There was no point in this episode.
Hey, the best part of this episode, though, when the lawyer or whoever made fun of her outfit, saying she was something about like being like a football player or something. Whatever that line was good. I was like, that was a spot on line. Whoever wrote that little joke did a good job there.
That's fair. That joke was good. And then the only fourth wall break was pretty good too. Oh, my suits. Like, okay, that was funny because I do shit like that. I'm like, oh, I forgot. You know what I mean? So that one made me laugh. But the rest of the episode, I was like, we're back to pointless. And I hate pointless. Especially in a show that needs a point. Like, I'm okay with shows that have a point all the time, and then there's an episode here and there that I'm like, well, that was just filler. I'm not when your whole fucking show but one episode is filler so far.
Maybe this is a Marvel sitcom.
But it's not calm.
Terrible.
Like, it's not. There's no comedy in this. There's very little unless Wong and Mattson are in it.
With the Y, but not where you think.
Yeah. It's terrible. And then when the best part about your show is the very end, because we get to see Daredevil's cowl. Like,
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's a new suit look, which means to me that this is a different version than the Netflix version. Same guy, but it's different. Same actor, which just confirms to me further that, which I'm okay with, that like in the Hawkeye show we had Kingpin, who was more like the comic Kingpin than the Netflix Kingpin ever was. So yeah, I mean I'm excited to see that. But again, we go back to the first 3 episodes. When your co-star or your guest person is better than your actual title star, it's fuck, dude, you're fucking this shit up.
Yeah, it's the worst. And I sat around through the credits expecting an end credit scene because it happened on the first 4 episodes. And then those motherfuckers bait and switched me. And I was more mad that I had to sit through the credits expecting there to be something at the end than I was about this stupid show.
I knew there
there's
wasn't gonna
nothing-
be because it auto triggered to like whatever it next it wanted me to watch. I was like, I'm not worried about it because it never did that. So
Yeah,
they got you, Alec.
it's a good
Okay.
point.
I watched it at 5:30 this morning. So yeah, they got me. But I was
What
also
the fuck were you
mad.
doing at 5:30 in the morning?
Watching She-Hulk.
Shoot, anything at 5:30 in the morning is gonna piss me off, especially JJ. Like that'd be a bad
Yeah.
review, no matter if it was a good movie.
5:30, dude.
It's a great
5:30
start to
doesn't-
my day.
5:30 doesn't even exist on my clock except in
Yo,
the evening, dude.
if
Like,
you've been watching every movie at 5:30, every one of these shows, no
Have
wonder
to.
you don't like this. Like I would hate it times 10.
yeah,
Thursdays are my meeting day. I gotta watch it before I go to work.
dude, I wouldn't even get anything out of it at 5:30. I'd just be a zombie. Just
I got that. It sucks.
I swear,
Dude.
if JJ's up at 5:30, like every 10 words, he's just saying like the F word or some like shit or something. He's just mumbling
He
to
does
himself.
that anyway. That's nothing special.
yeah, but there is no cognitive function at 5:30 in the morning.
But you're just like blah, 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 fuck.
It's usually more something like, oh, this fucking bullshit. And then, but it's funny that you say that because the last like 4 weeks I've been doing some training for my company at a different location, and so I've had to be up at 5:30 in the morning because I have to be out at one of our farther locations by 6:30 ish. So I have to get out there, dude. I am that first 20 minutes of the drive, like I'll hit like a certain freeway in Utah, like a side road, and I'm like, how did I get here? This shit can't be safe. Me
Hey,
on the
we
road
know what you
right
didn't
now.
have on that drive though. At least there,
Traffic.
traffic for our listeners that listen to JJ's dumb shit. We
Yeah.
know you didn't
It
have
is-
it then, at least.
Yeah, I don't have any sunlight either, but that shit's fucking terrible. I'm like, why am I awake when it's still dark? This is bullshit. Yeah, next Tuesday is my last time having to do that for a while. so
Woohoo!
that's
Good for you. But this show, I don't
Sucks.
care when I watch it. It's not gonna matter.
I
It's
don't think there's
terrible.
anything else to speculate or really talk about. They've made it pretty clear that they're just kind of we're living within each episode, and that's like never been Marvel's style per se. And I just don't, I don't know. There's no point to what we're watching and what they're trying to connect it to as of what they've shown me so far. And if they're gonna make me wait till like the 8th or 9th episode to get there, then I shouldn't have to care because you've made me waste my time.
Yeah.
Well, we're 5 episodes into essentially a courtroom show, and we've seen her represent one client in a maximum security prison, and then she's been the one on
Yeah.
trial or suing someone. Like there's been
Well, that feels like so
nothing.
long ago. Like I'm questioning, like, oh, what was that all even for? Like,
Yeah, because now it's been 2 episodes.
What
Right?
did it
where we
even
don't
mean?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. Instead, we get rip-off makeup products, and Titania's selling snake oil.
Yeah. Well, and a rehash of all the guys she went out with last episode, which was funny. Like I find some new material. God damn it. If you're not gonna lean into it, just don't bring it back just because it was funny in one episode. I don't know. It just was such a letdown, especially because, like Mattson said, I don't know if I'm sure you listened to the episode last week with he and I on it, but I enjoyed last week's episode for the most part. It had movement, it was good, and even this one, I was like, I found myself going, "Oh, I know why these episodes are super short because this one's 34 minutes long, and I'm done." Like, Where's the 24-minute episode again? Because this is too much for this show without what they had last week. Last week, they made it work. This week, not so much. This is an epic fail, in my opinion. And so now I'm back to like, fuck, we got 4 more episodes of this horse shit. Are we ever going to learn that there's a villain besides some weird Titania person
Because
that
there is
isn't
no
even a villain?
It's gonna be some facial cream that's taking her down. Like it's not some bad guy out there. Like the more that we go through this, and I think I talked about this the last podcast with JJ, is just I don't respect her as like a superhero, because they keep painting her, and she clearly obviously doesn't want to be, and I get that. But I thought this is going to be a coming of age story where like she was kind of shirking that responsibility, but it was kind of thrust upon her, and that kind of story would make sense to me, and I would understand the struggle there. But they have 5 episodes in, and they haven't even given us any reason to feel like she can fight. Like if there was a bad guy in 3 episodes that was like some person she had to face, I don't have any belief that she's going to be able to stand up to that, because what has she done? She's fought a lot of defamation claim of snake juice or whatever we just said, and I don't know. That's what worries me. Like I have no respect for her, and that's the same thing with Miss Marvel to an extent. If I don't have any faith that she could stand up to a bad guy right now, and that's what I worry about Marvel right now. Is like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah,
She's this close to being an Avenger.
Yeah, or an Avenger.
She could be an Avenger too, whatever she wants. But like that whole bit where you have selling knockoff merchandise, why did that need to be in the show?
It didn't.
It was like to showcase a boba cafe. That's the reason they put it in the show, because everybody loves boba.
I do love boba.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't.
Everybody loves it, but
Taylor does.
You don't need to, devote this time to this story plot line when you haven't even shown us the major storyline yet.
Yeah,
you have all these little individual, small little story arcs that are taking up the entirety of this show. Where you had the light elf that one episode, a story arc plays out. You had Megan Thee Stallion, little story arc, or then tossed to the curb. You had this construction crew that tried to mug She-Hulk, and then they're tossed out the window. And that was where you had there may be an overarching bad guy, but we haven't seen it yet.
Mm-mm.
If this is Marvel's version of what it's like to be a almost superhero every day, it's starting to feel like my normal life, where like I don't want to watch a show about what I do every day, because I'm just like, what's it all for? I ask myself that often. I don't have an answer there. And if that's what She-Hulk is trying to be, then maybe we should be applauding this show.
Maybe.
No.
I will say that there was one line that like gutted me and like really cut it, because you kind of see it from the time before the episode before, like where the dude like bails on her the next morning when she's Jennifer, and then when he like in court, he's just brutally honest. Nah, she's just not my type. I want big, giant, and green. I'm just like, that's rough, because now you're separating this poor woman into 2 different people, technically, even though she's not. So I got that, and I like that point. Like if you were to add more drama to that, but I think they're just trying to be, you know what this fucking feels like? It feels like this director of this showrunner went, I want to be Taika Waititi, and I'm going to make this show with that. Because now that I think about it, that's what that feels like. It feels like a Taika Waititi show or movie without a point. Here's all these poorly written gags that work if you have an overarching storyline that like it did with, Ragnarok, but it doesn't work in this because I have no reason to watch it doesn't move anything forward. That's what that feels like. Hey, this worked. Be like Waititi.
Yeah.
Well, it's also really like non-committal, right? They have all these like social issues that they almost get to the point of addressing, and then they back off and throw in a lame gag. And it's like, if you're gonna bring something up, bring it up.
Yeah.
Have the balls. Who's gonna cancel Disney? Right?
Yeah.
Nobody. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Commit to something.
Yeah.
That's
People
all
have been trying to
need.
cancel Disney for years, and they haven't been able to
It's
pull
not
that shit
gonna
off. So
work.
freaking knock it off.
Yeah, just commit to something. Decide what you want to do. I don't care what it is. You can commit to whatever you want. Just commit to something. Don't almost get there and then back it off. And then, encourage this back and forth that happens on social media every single week.
Yeah.
If you want to address an issue, address it. Address it however you want. You have your platform. That's what it's for. Address whatever issue you want to do. Just commit to something. Otherwise, I'm going to keep saying the show's stupid because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, and I think on a higher level, beyond just this show, that's kind of what scares me right now in the media and entertainment industry, period, because everybody's trying to cater to every group and every, I don't want to say group because that's the wrong word, but every toxic fan base. Because look, here's when you look at it, the things that the social issues and the SJWs, whatever the hell you want to call them, they have bunches. Every group of SJWs or these woke, whatever you want to call it, have their extremists, and they're the ones that are screaming cancel, 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 cancel. The rest of us that believe in the fact that there are inequalities for women, that there is racism in the world, that there is a level of sexism in the world, that there is all of these issues, but we understand that extremism isn't the way to fix things. But you need to have these conversations. You need to have a show that's willing to show what it's like to be a woman in a man's world, so to speak, for lack of a better way to explain it. But like you said, like, don't shy away from it, lean into it, and actually have it be, again, just like with Pinocchio, which we just talked about, actually show us what you have to overcome and then have them overcome it. Don't almost get there and go, but we might piss somebody off if we go just that much further. And to avoid these toxic people that are going to be toxic no matter what you do. Or if you don't get them, you're going to get the other side, toxic side. Somewhere along the line these days, you're going to find some toxicity. Just, you're Disney, dude. Lean into it. Figure it out. Tell the story you want to tell. Quit being pussies.
That's a great way to put it. Quit being pussies, Disney.
Yeah, Jesus. And I've said that for years. What was it? Mattson, remember this was years ago? We were doing something, and me and Javier lost our shit because like they were afraid to call somebody gay or something or have them. I was like, really? Fucking knock it off. Who the fuck cares? Like, why? Why are you so afraid of it? It's the world we live in. Just do it, and then tune out the idiots.
Yeah, make a decision. Do whatever you want, but make a decision.
Yeah.
Instead of just almost getting there and then throwing in a cheap gag, because that lessens the actual issue you're trying to talk about. And it's like, come on, bro. Yes, I hate it.
Yep. And it's terrible because you got some great actors. This could be a great show. I really, especially based on last week, like, I'm not saying it could be a perfect show, but it could be a great show. Even the bit characters, like Josh Segura playing Pug, like the other lawyer, the goofy lawyer that was going around with the clothes and shit. He's great. He's great. Her assistant, Ginger Gonzaga, that plays Nikki, she's great. Like, there's a lot of great characters and actors in this, but the writing has just been turds.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm done bitching about She-Hulk.
Me too.
Anything else you guys got?
No, it sucks.
Nope.
Okay. Well, there it is. We've poo-pooed all over another episode of She-Hulk. They're 1 for 4 right now. That's bad. Or 1 for 5. That's bad odds, ladies and gents. Disappointing. So, Mattson, tell everybody where else they can find us when we're not shitting all over Disney stuff. Like we
Look, when we actually find something that's worth watching, we'll let you know. Thankfully, there's a couple of things out there. We're enjoying House of the Dragon at the moment. Verdict is still to be determined on the Rings of Power. We're wishy-washy in that. Obviously, She-Hulk's going on. Andor's about to come out, and I know we have some high hopes for that. Recently, just recorded Pinocchio, so I know that will probably be coming to your listening pleasure. Don't know if she'd be excited about that. Some other things that are coming. I know Hocus Pocus is upcoming. We're really excited for the month of October. We're definitely going to lean in a little bit more towards horror. Maybe see if we can get Alec to watch something he does not want to watch, because it's always a good time. But check us out at What's Our Verdict Reviews wherever you're listening to podcasts. If you want to check us out on YouTube and Facebook for our live shows on Monday for Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, do so. We're usually live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern, if I got that right. We don't care about Central Time. and TikTok and Instagram. Check out some of our videos that we're putting out, and we appreciate you listening.
Absolutely. Though could be good news. I just looked, and Charlie Cox is in the last 4 episodes of this show. So as Daredevil and Matt Murdock. And I love Charlie Cox.
But this is She-Hulk's show, JJ.
No,
Don't
it's not.
forget whose show it is.
This is everybody else but She-Hulk show. Are you shitting me? So, I mean, this is like, for me, this is like Daredevil pre. Like, this is pre-new Daredevil. So anyway, we'll see. And Renee Elise Goldsberry's in the rest of the episodes. So that makes me happy too, because I love her. All right. Well, there it is. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Cinemagic out.
Whoa!